What's going on, everybody?
Yo, yo, yo.
Episode 13 of Read Between the Lines. I'm your boy, Daniel.
And this is your boy, Q.
All right. We're once again here giving you guys the latest on what's going on. You might want to bring that just a little bit because I couldn't hear you very good.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's better. But yeah, man, how you been, Mr. Q?
I've been pretty good. Busy, but pretty good.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Good, man. As I was telling you off camera, just came back from a trip to Florida, visit my wife's grandparents. It was nice.
That's nice. How was the weather?
It's hot.
Hot, yeah.
It's hot. Went down to the beach for a little bit, and yeah, it was pretty chill otherwise.
That's good. I guess you didn't get no tan.
Yeah, I got a little dark.
Oh.
I don't look like it?
No.
Yeah, I got a little burnt, but not too bad. So it's been about a couple of weeks since we've been able to record. Took a little hiatus last week because obviously I was gone down, to Florida or whatnot. But I feel like a lot's been going on, man. Trying to keep up with everything that's been happening. Let's see. 2 weeks ago, I think we were talking about the whole Trump situation, the assassination, and
correct.
And I think that same weekend, Joe Biden decided to come off the ticket, and nobody really knew what was going to happen. And all of a sudden, Kamala Harris, the Vice President, just became the presumptive nominee, or essentially the nominee from the Democratic Party. And there's been a lot of going back and forth about her and her competency, and the fact that she's just like, they just kind of put her there. No one really voted on nobody else. But anyway, so one of the things that was kind of got everyone talking about last week was a fundraiser, or not really a fundraiser, but a rally she did in Atlanta. And what was interesting was that, she brought on Meg the Stallion, I believe Quavo as well. I don't know that Quavo performed, but Meg the Stallion did perform. And so when you saw the performance and, that whole situation, what was your take on that?
I wish she would have chose a different song. To me, I felt like it was just, I don't think the crowd really warmed up to her.
To who?
To Meg the Stallion.
Okay.
It just seemed like it was off to me.
Okay.
Like, Meg the Stallion is going to be Meg the Stallion, which that's probably why they got Meg the Stallion. But I wish she would have picked somebody else, maybe.
You mean like a different artist?
Yeah.
But like, well, okay. Well, I feel like whenever I saw the video, I just thought it was kind of cringe, to be honest with you. Because here we are, we're supposed to be taking Kamala Harris serious.
Right. That's my whole point.
As a potential, president
of the United States.
Of the United States of America. And of all people, you got Meg the Stallion, which she's great. She's a great performer. Yeah. And, I think that kind of performance or whatever, that could have been done at her show or whatever. But at a presidential rally, exactly. I just thought it was kind of, it just seemed very out of place. Yeah. And if I was a Democrat or supporting her going to that rally, and I brought my kids and then I saw them, I'd be like, what? Like, what are we doing here?
I felt like a better pick would have been Fantasia than Meg the Stallion, because I feel like Fantasia is very respectful. She's an empowering woman. I mean, she loves everybody, and she doesn't do all that crazy dancing. Like she's a good singer, period, and she's a good performer. And I think Fantasia would have gave a better performance than Meg the Stallion.
Yeah.
No, I mean maybe she could have used Meg the Stallion after the winnings or something. I don't know, but as far as opening or something like that, I think Fantasia would have been a better pick.
Yeah, if you would have had, I don't know, Meg the Stallion, like, say some words or whatever, I don't know, but performing wise, it just seemed very cringe.
It did.
And to me, like, is, if I'm a voter and I'm in Atlanta or in the Atlanta area or whatever, and to me, it seemed like almost like are we not? Because obviously Atlanta has a lot of black people, and obviously she was catering to black people because obviously she was got Meg and got Quavo. So, all right, cool. But like, I felt like if you're bringing somebody like Meg like that to do that kind of performance of all things, it's like, as the president or the people around her, do you think that much of me that you think I'm gonna appreciate that kind of like, okay, like, are you trying to take me serious or do you think I'm into this? Like, I don't know. It just seemed kind of, like, to your point, if she would have brought in someone, I don't know, Alicia Keys or, give me anybody like.
She shouldn't have brought in Alicia Keys.
What's wrong with Alicia Keys?
There's nothing wrong with Alicia Keys, but Alicia Keys is not hot right now. Like she's not doing anything.
But it's not even about that though.
Well, the whole purpose of her bringing Meg the Stallion, because she knows everybody loves Meg, everybody loves Quavo. So she wants to bring somebody that's going to bring a lot of views, a lot of clout, a lot of traffic, people to pay attention to. So that's probably why she got Meg the Stallion. And then you got Taylor and Beyonce is putting on some type of sponsorship or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, together. So she's getting all the empowering women to help her run. So she should not got if she have got Alicia Keys, she probably gonna lose because nobody paid attention to Alicia Keys. I mean, that's to be honest. Back in the day, maybe a couple years ago, yes, but Alicia Keys is in this chill mode right now.
She was just in the Super Bowl, like.
And when was the Super Bowl?
This year.
Yeah, but that's all she's done, bro. Like, she's not doing anything else.
I know, but okay, maybe not Alicia Keys, but like, I don't know. I just don't think that, especially if we're supposed to take you serious and you're trying to be about women empowerment or whatever, like, sure, but like, I wouldn't want to the women, quote unquote, that you're representing, like, be on display like that. That's just me. You call me old fashioned, whatever. But like, Fantasia, I don't know about Fantasia either because she ain't done nothing either. Ain't nobody. Is she out here like? I'm
gonna tell you something, brother. Fantasia is popular right now because not only because of the movie The Color Purple, she just came off of Broadway. She's been touring around the world, doing opening acts, and she was in Sonority. So, and she's from North Carolina. She's right here in the South. So she's hot right now. Then she was on the awards show. Just came out with the Stella Awards show. So Fantasia is doing the thing. So I just felt like for the performance, I think Fantasia, Patti LaBelle, or
oh no,
oh yes, anybody who has a soulful, but it's not.
I'm not saying I don't like those choices. I totally agree with you. I feel like Fantasia would have been a great pick, or even Patti LaBelle if you want to go that route. That's cool. But if you're trying to say that the reason she picked Meg is because Meg is popping, these are the chicks that ain't popping like Megan is, or Alicia Keys, or ain't nobody talking about Patti LaBelle. But I get your point that would have been a little bit more. What's the word? I guess more conservative or more chill
That's
picks.
what I think.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think, to your point, because Meg is popping, and they knew it was probably going to bring a large crowd as a result, she picked her. But it just looked corny and cringy.
Yeah, very corny.
You know, in terms of a pick. If you wanted to go see it and like be like, yay, okay, all right, cool. But if I'm supposed to be taking you seriously as a candidate, and I'm supposed to be thinking that at any given moment you've got the codes to the nuclear bombs, I don't want to see Meg the Stallion opening up for you, trying to like convince me.
It just let me know what's on her playlist.
Well, did you see that interview she did with Angela Rye, Kamala Harris? You know who Angela Rye is?
Angela Rye. I don't think I did.
So she did an interview, like a Zoom interview with Angela Rye. And Angela Rye asked her who was her favorite rapper alive. And she said Tupac. And like Angela Rye tried to say like, yeah, live on Tupac, but like for real, like what rapper alive, do you think is the best right now? Granted, you got Wayne, you got Jay-Z, you got, Nas. I mean, you could have picked Drake or what's his name? K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar. She could have picked any of them, but she couldn't even come up with one. She was like, well, I don't want to put nobody out there. Like, and I was just like, this girl don't know. She don't know anybody of these. So, I don't know, man. That's I have no qualms with her as a person necessarily, but sometimes I feel like she comes across corny, like comes across as she's like out here like all like hip and into the hip hop culture and this and that, and then like you couldn't name a rapper alive right now. I mean, even like Jay-Z, who's been around forever, you could have just said him. I don't know. It seemed kind of weird. You should see that.
I'll probably go back and check it out. But she definitely trying to get to the cookout.
Yeah, she's trying to get to the cookout for sure. She's
trying to get to the cookout. And if she do get invited to the cookout, she better not bring no potato salad with raisins.
Well, do you think she'll be invited to the cookout? Well, let me ask you this, because that's another thing that people have been talking about. Like, people trying to say, is she black? Is she not? Like, she's like a chameleon, Kamala Chameleon. They call her that because, she tries to be black now, but years ago she was talking about being South Asian and Indian heritage. I don't know. Have you heard any of that? What you think about that?
I think she is who she is. I think she wants to embrace the South Asian culture, but now since things are different, she's trying to go for the culture, black people. And I think that's why she know what she's doing, or whoever her team is trying to promote her, they know what she needs to do. So they trying to bring in all these artists. You in Atlanta, you got clips where you stepping, AKAs, you doing all this stuff. You got your green and pink on because you step. So you trying to bring back that culture again. That hey, I am that girl. I'm that chick. Yeah. So don't get it twisted. Yeah, you may see me dressed up in the White House, but I can get it too. So she's trying to switch lanes. I think she's just trying to come off very transparent. She's trying to come off like very relatable. That hey, this is Auntie, Auntie Harris. So she's trying. Is it a little overboard? Yes, I think it is. But I guess she just trying to do all she can to get the votes. I guess. I mean,
Well, and all politicians to a certain degree, they'll pander to a crowd.
Yeah, right.
So
but you can't make it obvious though. That's my thing. Like I don't think it's no problem, you trying to do certain things to win the crowd, but just don't make it obvious.
Yeah.
Like every clip you see, and you think it's just you seeing it, but everybody's seeing it because now you see stuff on TikTok, you see stuff on Instagram, and it's all kind of, social media, they gonna tell the truth. You can't hide nothing. So if she said something out of the side of her mouth, out of pocket, years ago before she got in office with Joe, they gonna find it and they gonna post it because now she's on Front Street.
Oh yeah, they've been found it.
Yeah, they gonna
There's some
shred
memes
her
out there.
So there's plenty of them, and I think she knows that.
Yeah.
But overall, at this point, we don't really have a lot to choose.
Yeah.
So
no, yeah. I mean, it's sad.
It's
a sad state of affairs.
It is. I mean, it's like the last of the last, I guess. It's like going to the mall and you need to find a certain item, and you go to the clearance rack and you see this nice shirt you should have gotten but you didn't get it, and then you think, I'll just come back and get it, and then when you go back, it's gone. So there's a secondary that you don't really want. You don't really like it, but now since what you really want is gone, you're thinking, dang, this don't look too bad now because the price is right. You try to justify that. You know what? I can just get this and make it look good. I feel that's where we at. Yeah. We at the point now, like,
and it's the wrong size.
And it's the wrong size, but you know what? I'm gonna make it work. So we struggling out here in these streets, bro.
Yeah. I don't know how we got here, man. But yeah, that was a crazy situation down in Atlanta. But speaking of her, you got these other celebrities like the Taylor Swifts of the world that you mentioned that I guess are doing some kind of fundraisers or whatnot.
It's supposed to be.
But when it comes to her, there's a situation. Obviously, she's on tour right now. Taylor Swift is, and apparently, her tour now in Europe. There was like this kid. I don't know. He's like 19 years old, and he was about to commit an act of terrorism during one of the shows at the Taylor Swift concert, and apparently they had to call it off. She was gonna do like 3 shows in a row, and they had to call them all off. And I mean, they were talking like 200,000 people were gonna be there, like between all 3 days going to those shows, and they call them off because this guy apparently was gonna, have a bomb or try to shoot up the place or something, and which is crazy because it makes you think nowadays. It's like, man, it's like you can't go nowhere these days and not keep your head on the swivel, because at any given point something could pop off. You know what I'm saying?
This is the world we live in now. So I guess we're at the point now where wherever you go, you gotta make sure you find your exit.
Yeah,
and
apparently
pay attention to it.
Apparently, he had knives and some homemade explosives that he was gonna use, during the concert. But I guess they got a hold of him before he could do anything like that. But it's just crazy, man. And of course her concerts are like, I mean, they're huge.
Right.
There's like 70, 80,000 people at a time. So just imagine the headlines of something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll probably just ruin the tour. She probably just not even bother. Yeah. Like, what's the point? And
it's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. And like nowadays, I don't know about you, but like whenever I travel or like go to like a bigger venue or whatever, even if it's just like the Sister Dome here, you always I'm always looking because you never know.
You never know.
Yeah. And yeah, people got security, places got security, but look, they almost got Trump and he had Secret Service.
That part.
I mean, so I don't know how safe we are. But anyways, on other news, did you hear about Nelly getting arrested?
Yes. Yes.
He got pulled over, and apparently he has some ecstasy on him. And his attorney tried to say that the cops try to set him up and that planted that stuff. I don't know how true that is or not. I mean, knowing celebrities, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did have some ecstasy on him. But when you heard about that situation, what was your initial thoughts?
He must fixing to drop an album.
Really, that's what you thought? I don't know.
But don't he got Baby on the way with Ashanti?
That's okay. That's what I was thinking. My point was, what I was thinking was like, okay, this guy is like gambling, casino. Okay, no big deal. But then you've got ecstasy on you, and then allegedly, and then you get pulled over, something happened, and then you get arrested. My thing is, let's just say for the sake of argument that it is true. Like, bro, you got Ashanti, you got a baby on the way. What are you doing? I mean, like, you're what, 50-some years old?
He's not no daggone 50-some.
Look, I can't look it up right now, but I'm pretty sure he's up there. He's older than us.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Listen, sir. He is not no 50-something. Nelly is probably a good 49 or 48, or no more than 50. There's no way he's way up in 50-something.
I'm about to look.
If anybody know in the comments, please put in the chat feed or in the comments how old Nelly really is. There's no way he 50-something. No way. He have to be, because he's with Ashanti and he can't be nowhere near with Beyonce, all those. So Beyonce, Ashanti, Alicia Keys, all those, that group, that generation is probably in the mid 40s, close to 50.
All right, so he's 49.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. 50-something is that's.
Well, he's 49 years too old to be
that's
out there
true.
messing
that's
around
true.
with ecstasy.
But yeah, but we don't know if that's the truth though. So we can't sit here and say that that's what he did. That's what they're trying to say. And again, I feel like sometimes, we think we have problems, that we are going through stuff. But a lot of these celebrities, they're going through stuff as well because, it's hard to stay relevant in a time when you got Taylor Swift, Kendrick Lamar, Meg the Stallion, Fantasia, Beyonce. These people are getting all these deals, and people like Nelly, you don't even hear about Nelly. And I think the most you heard about Nelly is because Ashanti's pregnant.
But the thing about it is, even if you're okay, if you don't have any music, being put out, then we're likely not going to hear about you. And sometimes, even if we do, if your time is up, like you're not hot anymore, then it doesn't matter how many new records you put out. People ain't gonna mess with it. Now, kind of like we've talked before, he can go on tour still and probably do well on shows. Not necessarily by himself. I don't think he can carry a show by himself. But when he can collaborate with other artists and do shows, I think people will still want to rock out to his music. But it's for a certain type of demographics, for certain.
Can you name any of his hot hits?
Hot Out Here, Hot Out Her. That's one of them.
Yeah.
What was that other one?
Air Force Ones.
Air Force Ones. What was the other one?
I know he had one with Kelly Rowland.
Oh yeah. No matter what I do. Yeah, he had that one.
Yeah.
And they had that one. Andale.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yep. He had that one too.
So he had a lot of stuff with different artists, collaborations.
I mean, he has some hits. Don't get me wrong,
but it's not really.
But I think the majority of his hits came off of one, maybe two albums, and that was it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so you really can't have longevity off of that.
Yeah, and I know.
Now he was also, which that show was actually kind of funny. He was on that show, the First Husbands or the House Husbands of Beverly Hills.
Real Housewives Husbands of Hollywood or something like
that.
The
Real Husbands of Beverly Hills or Hollywood.
Yeah. I do remember him being on there.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny show though.
And he used to have some kind of a clothing line or something. Was it Pelly Pale or
I don't know.
This old. This is back in the day. This is
early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Like when you had the Summerfest and you had all that stuff going on. And I do remember him modeling. I know he had some type of a do-rag that came out. I think it was Pelly Pale. I really think it was, but I'm not sure though. But anyway, yeah, he was hot for a moment. And to be honest, him to be almost 50, he looks good for his age. He took care of himself. I know he had his brother or sister who had sickle cells. And I think either he passed away, and then
got sickle cell or something.
I think it was sickle cell. Sickle cell.
You remember when Tupac said that?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of that, but
do you remember when Tupac said that on that song, "Hit 'Em Up"? You know that song "Hit 'Em Up," right?
Yeah, "Hit 'Em Up." Yeah.
Well, towards the end, when he's talking about, I forget who he's talking about. He's like, "Don't you one of you guys got sickle cell or something?" You know?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Anyway, it was funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he had a sibling had a illness. I think she ended up passing away. So I do remember that situation. So I don't know if that maybe had something to do with his career because he was rocking for a while and then he just stopped. So I think his brother something got sick, or it could have been his sister, but I think that really took him out. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, eventually, like everyone, you grow older, especially with artists. Most artists just have a certain show life, And you got to maximize whatever that is. Some people are just a one-hit wonders, and it is what it is. In his case, he racked up a few hits, but right now he's not relevant like that no more. And I almost expect him to move more. What's the word? Almost like an elder, like statesman in the game. For example, like the Jay-Z's of the world, the Nas's of the world, the Dr. Dre's of the world, where like they're not just rappers. Now they're freaking moguls. They got all this stuff going on. You're not gonna see them getting arrested, freaking on, messing around with ecstasy and stuff like that. So I feel like Nelly, obviously these other cats are a little bit older. They're in their 50s, but he's 49. So I thought that he would start kind of being in that sort of like realm of like more elder statesmen in hip hop community and maybe be more seeing along those lines, like hip hop, royalty, or maybe like moving in those circles. Cause obviously he's with Ashanti. So she's another one that's big in the culture and been around for a long time, even though she's not really doing anything nowadays. But that's okay. Right. So I just feel like I would expect him to kind of move in that way and not see him like this, but maybe it is, it's all allegedly, so we don't know. But the fact that you're still putting yourself in certain positions where that could happen, I don't know. That's just how I looked at it firsthand. I guess we'll find out more.
Yeah.
But I just feel like people because he's from the same era of like 50 Cent. They all came around that same time. And look at 50. Even though 50's a troll and he does, he can be out here trolling people, but 50's a mogul.
I think, to be honest, it's really poor management. It's just my opinion.
Poor management of what?
Of the artist. Because if the management and the marketing is not really putting the artists in front line, they gonna dry up. You're not gonna see them that much no more. You know, I look at Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige is older than all of them. She's in the mid 50s, and she's still relevant today. Like she's still touring. She's in TV shows. She's doing commercials. She got interviews going on. Jay-Z. I mean, you always gonna hear about Jay-Z. You always gonna hear about Nas. You know, there's a lot of artists that still, still relevant. You know, it's still popping. Like you just said, 50 Cent. He's still popping. You know, he's doing a lot. He got the whole, what do you call it? Power Universe.
Yeah.
This cat done, you gave him a seed. He got a whole forest now. You know, he's giving people jobs. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
You know, so I really think look at poor Ja Rule. Poor little fella. I mean, I'm afraid I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A next week and he's gonna be in the drive-thru.
But you know what? he did try though with that Fire Festival.
He did, and poor 50 shut him down. Bought all those tickets, and then nobody showed up. So I mean, like you just said, it just in this culture we have today, in this world we're living in today, it's harder for artists to really do what they got to do. You know, like prime example, I went to Missy Elliott, that show, and it was sold out 2 nights in a row. Saturday night and Sunday. And one thing I like about Missy Elliott, and now she's in the 50s. She is 54 to be exact. Yeah. Busta Rhymes is about the same age. I think Ciara's about 39. She was the youngest one. Then he had Timbaland, he had Monica. But they understand and they are very appreciative that people actually came out and saw them. And at the end, she came out and said, it's hard to do this because it's hard to make it in this world today as being an artist. And you guys out here in the rain, coming and read it, and y'all are really fans. And she loved that. So she was giving people their flowers back for coming to celebrate them and their performance. I thought that was beautiful.
Did you see a lot of Gen Zs there?
Yeah, I seen a lot of mix of the crowd, and I think that's why her music, a lot of her older songs she did, we remember like Super Duper Fly, Hit You With the He, Hit You With the Ha, so she went into that era for those, our age group. And then she remixed it and took it to the generation that people understand it now. And she mixed the beats. The beats was different. So she took like modern day beats that everybody recognized, music, this funky sound, and put it, and she went to like a little house era, like a little upbeat house, almost like a EDM kind of lifestyle. Okay. So she did it, and then it was a 3D concert, bro. Like it didn't matter where you sit, whether you was up close and we were behind, in the middle. It was so creative as far as like stunts and stuff, and like how she was coming to the audience, and she actually came out and she was rapping and going around the State Farm Arena at the same time. Oh yeah. So it was great. I think she did a great job, and then I think the best part of her just being appreciative that people in the rain, man, I asked, it was pouring that rain. Oh yeah. And people showed up and showed out, and it was a real good time. It really was. Yeah. So you got some artists, they still kicking it. Like,
but see, she ain't got no new album though, does she?
No, she doesn't have a new album, but she do have a couple of new tracks. Okay. I think the last new track that she may have dropped was Where You From. Okay. And that came out maybe 2018. Sometime like that, but yeah. And Busta's still Busta, bro. Like Busta is like, he's still killing it, And Ciara's still doing good as far as modeling and looks. She got that down pat. But as far as music,
did he do that song that he does with with Chris Brown? He did that one.
He did that clip. I guess that's his iconic signature. He does that
signature song.
Yeah,
that's cool, man. Mm-hmm. Well. Speaking of concerts, there's another well-known artist out there that was also on tour. Actually, a group, the Fugees, were also going to be on tour, but they canceled their North American tour, and I think they're still doing their European leg of the tour. But apparently, according to Lauryn Hill, she put out a statement saying that the tour was canceled due to low record sales. Low ticket sales. And I know we've talked about in the past about, like people ain't got that kind of money these days or whatnot. But
I
my
don't
thing
think
is,
that's the real reason why.
well, that's what I wanted to talk about, because it's like, my thing is like, she came out to say that it was due to low ticket sales. But from what I understand, I like Lauryn Hill. I mean, she had that great album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which, to this day is considered a classic. But she's always been known for like showing up super late to concerts, and like having people wait for like up to 2 hours. And then also she's had like health issues. Apparently at one time she had a show up in somewhere in Europe, and like she passed out during the show, and and other sort of like health related issues in the past. And some people have been saying that, she can be very hard to work with. And because of all these things, maybe people just don't really, mess with her like that no more. And maybe it did have something to do with low ticket sales, because people have been like exposed to her and be like, yeah, I've seen this before. She comes out on tour and then she never shows up, like 2 hours late. Do you think it has something to do with that, or do you think something else going on?
Honestly, I think she's not relevant enough in this generation that we're living in now.
But again, it's kind of the same way as like the Missy Elliott's of the world. She is going on, most of the songs that she's gonna do are gonna be catered to our generation, or the generation that grew up on the Fugees, and not so much the people now. So I'm just surprised that for the people that grew up with the Fugees, Wyclef Jean, Pras, I'm surprised that there wasn't that much, I guess, sales of tickets. And I wonder if it was because of that, of her antics in the past.
I'm not going to say it's from the past. I think what it is, as far as the world we live in now in America, North America, right? We're North America, correct?
Yeah.
So this side of the world don't have time. We got mortgages due. We got taxes due. We got an election coming up. We trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. We're trying to get food for the family. So,
but Missy Elliott sold 2 shows.
But let me finish. Pipe down. So we're not gonna sit here and take our last paycheck and get these tickets, because 9 times out of 10 you're not going by yourself. You're gonna buy 2. So you're not gonna go take these tickets, and then you got to travel at least an hour and a half to get where the show is going to be at, and then gotta go work next day, because it's gonna be during the week. It's not gonna be like on a Friday night, Saturday night. It's gonna end up being probably on a Tuesday night, Thursday night. You got to get there for that event, and then you get there, and then she's 2 hours, 3 hours late. So now I'm upset. I'm texting and I'm tweeting that, I bought these tickets to go see Lauryn Hill, and the show supposed to start at 9 o'clock. Here it is, almost 11:30. She just not coming on. I got work next morning. So I think what it is, with the world we're living right now, the attention span and North America side, we don't understand that culture that much. Now, I do believe the reason why I feel like she didn't counsel the Europe, because they understand Lauryn Hill. They are used to that lifestyle. They're used to
what lifestyle?
Jamaicans and Bob Marley. Like, I feel like they embrace their culture more than what we have here, because it's a bigger city, bigger world on that side of the world, I think. So I think here, and I think she knows, like, Lauryn Hill coming here. Now, if she would have came earlier in the years, I think it might have been better. But her being so late, and she got a reputation that she's not going to show up, and she sees it online. So whoever her manager is knows, or marketing knows that, hey, they making fun of you, and if you're gonna go, you got to show up. And she see this stuff, and I'm pretty sure she's probably hot in the head.
Well, I think it's probably a combination of things. One, her antics of not showing up on time. And what I found interesting is that she she used to say that the reason that she didn't show up on time is because she felt like the vibe wasn't ready. Her energy needed to be right. And so, for example, if the show starts at 9:00 and she doesn't feel like her energy is right for the crowd, then she's like, I'm not going out there until my energy feels right. And if that's 9:30, 10:30, all right, that's when I go and I'll perform my best. But that's not how the real world works. So we can't be waiting out here for you.
And that's the same thing you just said in a nutshell. The same thing I just said. What you said, the energy. So therefore,
I don't think people in Europe, are gonna be waiting around like that either. But I feel like, maybe to your point, maybe they see her more of, I don't know, as,
and they love her son.
Yeah,
her son is a killer, man. Like the one. Son? Sings that song, Bob Marley. They got a son together. Like I didn't know she had that many kids. She got like 5 kids. Did you know that? Bro, all her kids are talented. Yeah. Like they're so talented, and I believe to a certain extent, just to give her some grace. We don't know the whole true story of why she was late on a lot of those events and what was going on behind the scenes. All we know is what we've seen in social media. I think sometimes being a mother, she was going through certain things. Her mind wasn't right. I mean, you got 5 children, and they were showing the age groups like they're almost like doorsteps. It was one like 5, one was 9, one was 11, and one was 14, one was 16. It's like pop, 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 pop. So if you go back and do the numbers, when Miss Education came out, I think her youngest one was born then, and then it was just one after another, one after another. So I think at that moment, she was trying to be a mother to her kids. And so it was hard to juggle being a parent and being pregnant, and you got one little one too at the same time.
Now, I wasn't privy to the fact that she had 5 children, but I did hear that part of the reason why she kind of like stepped away from the limelight is because she was trying to work on her spirituality and on herself, and that's why you didn't see much of her. And then, of course, when she married, I forget which of the Marleys.
Bob Marley.
No, it wasn't Bob Marley, man. Bob Marley was in the 70s.
It was Bob Marley's son.
Maybe it was his son.
Son. I can't think of his name, but I follow him on Spotify.
But did you know that Lauryn Hill and Wyclef Jean dated?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently they dated there for a while, and then apparently, part of the reason the Fugees, fell out was because of their relationship and other things.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff behind the scene. The reason why you take somebody this hot and only put out one album, and that was it.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
It had to be more behind the scene that we don't know why there was only one successful album. That was it. Yeah. But I will say all of her children are successful. Like her daughter is a model, like she's in New York Fashion Week. Her son does this, and they all got huge careers. Like, and I feel like to a certain extent, she kind of put her life on hold just to make sure they, prevail and be great today. Like I guarantee you probably seen one of her daughters in the modeling scene and didn't know it was her daughter.
Yeah, probably. Cause I don't know much about
they are beautiful. Like you would never think, like, dang, that's Lauryn Hill's daughter. Yeah. And I was reading the critics and stuff, and they did an interview with one of them, and one of them looked just like Lauryn Hill, like from Sister Act.
Huh?
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow, dude, man, I'll never forget that song, "Killing Me Softly." Man, now I remember that song when it came out, and I had no idea who the Fugees was or even Lauryn Hill. But when she sang that song, like, talk about storytelling, and the way she like talks about how he's playing her like a guitar, and you can picture all the things and the emotions in that song, and it's like, I mean, that was like when they were at their peak,
right?
And
what did it for me was "Ooh La La La." That's the way we rock when we doing that thing.
Yeah.
That track, ooh, That track was sick.
Yeah.
The video alone was sick.
And what's crazy is that obviously they all kind of decided to do solo albums. Wyclef Jean, obviously, he was, I'll be gone to November. I'll be gone to November.
Yes, I love some Wyclef. Now, don't maybe put that on when I get out this daggone on podcast. Nigga. I will.
I might do that on the ride
I'm
home.
telling you, I love some Wyclef now.
Yeah, he was a bad boy.
What's
back in
going
the day.
on?
Yeah. Now, I mean, Pras had he did all right. But did you know that there were cousins?
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, Pras and Wyclef, they were cousins. But yeah, man. So I don't know. It kind of sucks because when I saw that they were going on tour, I actually thought about it. Maybe buying tickets to see the Fugees. I thought about it. But dude, man, have you watched any of the Olympics?
No.
I know you're not really into sports, but it's the Olympics.
No.
You didn't watch nothing?
No.
Nothing at all?
No. Did you hear me?
Come on, bro.
No.
Why not?
No.
I mean, but why though?
I ain't got time to watch them daggone Olympics, bro.
I mean,
I ain't got time to sit here and watch these people across the world. No. I mean, I seen clips of like certain like parts that was like pinpointed out, but that's it. Besides just sitting down and give me a Capri Sun and popcorn and watching the Olympics, I'm not about that life.
Well, I watched some things. I watched some soccer games and some swimming.
Of course.
Some gymnastics. Not a lot. Some badminton. Man, that's just pretty impressive, those guys.
And I love that for you.
I'm telling you, bro.
Okay.
But obviously there's a lot been going on when it comes to the Olympics, a lot of storylines, a lot of different stuff going out there. But apparently there was this what is it called? This guy named Anthony Armirati.
You got the $250 endorsement or something?
He's this French pole vault.
Right.
Vaulter. I guess that's how you say that.
Exactly. I don't even know what that is, but anytime.
And they got that big long pole, and they try to like propel themselves.
Obviously, he got a long pole too.
This. Well, apparently he tried to jump over that pole.
Yeah, but his other pole got hit,
and his own pole got in the way.
Yeah,
and he lost the medal.
I did see that clip. Yeah,
yeah. So there's a lot of hoopla about that situation, and that brings me to our segment. Would you rather?
But he did get some type of a deal out of that.
What do you mean
some type of $250.
No, there was a cam website called Cam Soda or something like that was offering him $250,000.
Right, I knew it was something.
It was like porn. He ain't want
exactly.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do that.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, but they're offering him like $250K. But that kind of goes into my, would you rather segment of the show. So would you rather like win a gold medal, in his situation, and be known for a great pole vaulter, getting the gold in Paris? Or would you rather be known for having this huge schlong, at the end of the day that you can,
Gold medal me, please.
You rather have the gold medal?
Yes.
Why?
Because what I have is none of your business.
No, but
after that part has seen, so you asked me
because obviously those uniforms they wear, you can kind of see,
right, a
lot of whatever. So you rather have the medal than be known for the other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the medal is something I can hang up in my house and I can feel proud about.
Well, they ain't gonna hang at all.
But the other one's already hanging.
No, that's the whole point. It ain't hanging. That's why you either go with the medal or you ain't got nothing hanging.
Bro. I'm going with the medal. I want the medal. I want to be able to hang it on the wall and be happy with that.
All right. Okay. Cool. I mean, if you want the medal to hang, that's cool. I want my thing to hang, and I'd rather have
Yeah.
that. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the latter because, that's for life.
Yeah.
I gotta be able to. I gotta be able to represent at home. I can't. You know
Yeah, you're
what
gonna
I'm saying?
represent.
So okay, what else we got? I got this other a couple more would you rather's. Now these are you gotta think about these,
Oh God.
and because these are legit. These ain't that easy. All right. Would you rather know the exact date and cause of your death, or know the exact date and cause of the death of everyone you love?
You
Take your
know,
time.
this is supposed to be fun.
It is fun, but I'm trying to make it a little deep, make you think a little bit.
That's a no-win situation.
That's why it's would you rather.
I know that, but that's deep. I mean, it's not deep, but that just kind of like it's heartbreaking because if I know my date about time of death, the real question is, will I tell people that my time is up, or I just keep it to myself? But at the same time,
Okay.
if I've known your date, are we close enough for me to tell you about yours? It just.
But you don't even have to tell me.
I know, but I know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna feel weird that. But okay, well, let's book this last trip in Las Vegas because I know this time next month you ain't gonna be anyway. So
yeah.
and then I can take advantage of you. Like I can take all your money, your credit cards and stuff, and by the time you go and try to file a complaint, you're gonna be in the basket.
Well, I mean, but we're talking about people that you love, so you wouldn't take advantage of people you love. I mean, I wouldn't think so.
No.
But which one would you rather know?
I would rather know mine.
Yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'd rather know mine and deal with it the best way possible. And being in place with myself where I'm complete and check stuff off my bucket list.
Yeah.
And get that out of the way. Spend time with my loved ones as much as possible. And try to do what I can with my loved ones around me and to leave a legacy behind, and knowing that they're about to roll the critics. They're about to roll the critics on me. Yeah. So I want to make sure that my life is where it needs to be and everything is in alignment. And not with just my family and close friends, but with God, make sure that where I need to be with him, and then that's it. Set the alarm clock. Let's go.
Well, I feel like I would do the same thing. I think I would want to know. The thing about it is like for me it's one thing knowing when, but also knowing the cause. Like, dang, like what if it's like some like, that's a part that, because I'm sure as it, let's say it's like a car accident or something. I don't know. Like the closer it gets to it, I'm sure the anxiety and everything's gonna build, and you're gonna be like, dang, this is. And there's not obviously nothing you can do to avoid it, but at the same time, to your point, I would want to know mine and not others because it would just be too sad.
Yeah,
it would just be too traumatizing to know, because as much as you would want to spend time with your mom, your dad, your sis, in my case, my sisters or my wife or whoever, it would always be in the back of your mind, like, I only have X amount of time. And truth be told, that's the way we should be living, if you want to think about it, because we really don't know. It really could just be tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we always have this mentality that, tomorrow will come. And we always make plans for the future. And that's okay. I mean, we should. But at the same time, we're literally everyone, all of us are on borrowed time. And the only type of people that I can think of that something like this would apply to are people like, for example, that have terminal illnesses like cancer and things of that nature, that they have more or less a time frame of how much they have left. So they have time to, get their affairs in order and do the bucket list things and try to leave a legacy, those that can, and spend time with their family members. So, and some people say that as bad as cancer is, in a way, cancer can be a blessing in the sense that it gives you the opportunity to do these things that for a lot of us, we're not going to have. A lot of us may just be like that. Mm-hmm. And then that's it. My uncle, I don't know if I told you this, but my mom's brother, my uncle, he passed away last week or 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And I believe he had a heart attack. At least that's what they were thinking. He had a heart attack. But I mean, he was still fairly young in his 60s, and it came to such a shock to everybody.
Right.
But that goes to show you that
life is short.
Life is short. And so for me, like, I think we should try to strive. We don't do as much as we should. We don't think about it as much as we should, but we should really try to strive to make the best out of every day, and try to like maximize our times with our friends, family. Make that phone call. Try to make that gathering. Like, just try to spend time with the ones that you love or whatever. Because at the end of the day, that's all we have, and none of this we can take with us.
Right.
True. So yeah, I think I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah. And I really do hope and pray that whoever listening to this can hope they can really bring it home to their house and say, you know what, I do have a friend, I do have a family member that I do need to touch, I do need to call, and I'm always saying, oh, I'll call you later on. Well, later on never come.
Yeah.
So don't delay, just do it now. Like, I've learned now with myself, sometimes life does get busy, you get stuff moving, you get so bombarded with stuff coming from left to the right, but I've took the initiative now. Like, if I'm in a red light, and if I'm in a traffic jam, I'll call somebody, And if it's somebody on my mind, a close friend, and it doesn't matter if I haven't talked to them in like weeks or months, I would just text them or call them and just pick up the phone and hoping they pick up the phone. And I tell them, I was like, hey, man, you've been on my mind the last couple of days. I was wanting to check on you, see how you doing. Matter of fact, I just called Larry last week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and he didn't know you had a baby. So I told him he's in Virginia right now.
Okay.
And so he's doing good. He's in a good relationship.
Yeah.
And she wants to come to Greenville because he said he already told her about you and me, and he wanted to, meet us and hang out. So yeah. And to be honest, he had been in my mind. He really had, and even with our other friend. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to him and just let people know, because sometimes people get so in that tunnel and they feel like they just going through the motion with life, working home, and they don't have time to call. And sometimes maybe you got to be that person and say, you know what, let me just text this person and see how they're doing. And that text is coming through their phone could brighten their day.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, it's definitely something that we all should do a little bit more.
But it's so sad, because everybody who I talk to, and they always say, man, I meant to call you. Oh, I meant to text you. I meant to text you back. Oh, I was going to get around to it. Oh, life got busy. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I understand. I said, so what you been up to? Oh, man, just working and grinding.
Yeah.
okay. So it's just weird how everybody had the same comeback, or same comment or response. It's like, I meant to call you back. And then when tragedy comes and it hits, now you singing this song like, man, I should have called, I would have called, gone too soon. You know, now you posting it.
Yeah.
And that's so weird. I don't know if you noticed about social media, Facebook lately. It's so funny because, well, it's not funny, but I just noticed when people die. And now it's one thing when you have a close relationship with somebody and they pass away. Okay, granted, you're gonna like write rest in peace, gone too soon, you'll be missed. That's it. But you got some people will go way out of the way and posting all these pictures on social media about the particular person who's passed away, but you didn't even talk to him. So how in the world can you post up all these pictures and memories of this person that when they was alive, you never spent time with them? You never called them. You never came to any of their celebrations. You never came to any of their parties.
Is
But
it
now,
like somebody you saw?
oh, I see a lot of that. And then I see a lot of it now. And I see somebody in the comments will respond and say, like, who were you again? And that's all they would say, because they that statement alone, who are you again? That's enough to say, you know what, you weren't even there.
Yeah.
So why you wait till this person's gone to say all your shoulda, couldas, and wouldas? You didn't give them their flowers while they was living, so don't try to give them while they dead.
Yeah.
So I just see a lot, and the reason why I say that because I got a friend at work right now. She during 4th of July, she lost 2 of her children in a car accident. One was 17 and one was 19. Left behind a 14-year-old. You know, so didn't know the last minute, didn't know when it's going to happen, but it was a tragic car accident. Didn't know, the parents didn't know that was going to be the last time she said their kids, gone, just like that. And then a lot of their friends was just posting these pictures of them of like previous years and not knowing that it could be their last birthday, hanging out together, and stuff like that. And then some of the comments and the kids was making like, yeah, you're going to be missed. And then somebody comment on that post and said, you didn't even hang out with this person. You would just talk about this person badly. So now all of a sudden you want to sing your, oh yeah, you're my bestie. You know, it's weird. Like, you know, but
Yeah.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is that if there's somebody that you need to talk to, whether it's a family member or a close friend, take the initiative and do it today. And don't wait because tomorrow may not come.
Yeah.
That's it.
I couldn't agree with you more on that one. But yeah, man. Well, I've got one more for you.
Oh God.
And we'll probably end the show on this one. All right. Would you rather be with someone who is amazing in every way, but has a completely opposite political views from yours, or someone who shares your views politically and morally, but has a personality that you find it very difficult to connect with? Take your time.
The first one.
The first one. So you rather be with someone who's amazing in every way, but you guys have completely opposite views politically. You rather have that person than be with someone who agrees with you politically, but you just can't connect with, like emotionally, physically, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because her personality is just
That'd tear me
whack.
up. That would tear me to pieces. Like, that's like sitting in a room by yourself in the dark, because you can't connect on anything. And,
that's the worst.
And you can't have a team because whenever you thinking, you should be right there with me, running side by side. So if we are compatible and we know what we talked about and we know what we're doing, then she got your back. But if she doesn't have that because y'all can't connect, then that's drainingful.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be?
Yeah, but it's so funny because nowadays, a lot of people will tie their personality to their political views. If you think about it, it used to be back in the day, people would, like, in terms of if they would date you or not, they would look at race, like the hot topics.
Right.
They would look at race, religion, and politics. Like, politics was at the bottom of what people thought was important in terms of a mate. Most people chose race, like someone that looks like them, whatever, as the number one thing. The number two was religion, someone that shared their religious background for the most part. And then politics was like a third in terms of
Right.
What they look for in a partner. But nowadays, it's flipped. Now is your political views is number one. I believe race is still number two, and religion is like at the bottom. So, for example, if you're if you go out with a girl these days and you say you're a Trump supporter and she's a Kamala supporter, she probably ain't gonna date you. She's probably like, nah, you ain't my type, or vice versa.
Right.
So the people's political views has really taken over people's on how they view relationships, which is interesting to me. Even bypassing, to your point, being able to connect on other levels. So to your choice, I would tend to agree with that too. I would rather have someone whose personality I can connect with, and be able to have that sort of commonality and be able to relate to each other. But in some ways, it's kind of tricky because a lot of your personality does kind of fall or bleed over into some political views. And so that was a little tricky one. But if I had to choose, I'd rather have someone that I can connect with. Because if you can't connect with someone at all, then, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's like we're just like roommates.
Right.
Right.
Well, I agree with you. At the same time, I think spirituality should be on the top of the list as well, because I need to know who you're praying to, who do you believe in, and when you're going through stuff in life, when life is not lifing, how you gonna make it through your faith? That's most important to me as well, because I need to know, can I count on you?
Yeah.
When I'm down and out, or when my best friend is not there, or when my money is getting dry. How are we gonna make it? If I believe that we can come out of this cycle and get to the next level, then I'm gonna need you to back me up and believe with me.
Yeah.
So I need to know where you at, where you stand, because if I'm praying and believing in God on this certain particular thing to get to better our situation, then I need to know who are you praying to. Because whoever you praying, believing, you asking God, or whoever your God may be, then it could be going against me. So now we're going to bump heads, because I'm believing for us to be on a certain level in life, or when tragic hits, then I may be down. So if I'm down, I need you to, get me back up.
So what if you find someone that, she loves EDM. She loves, going to festivals and stuff like that. She's a family person. She loves kids, wants a family. Single, whatever. Gets along with her parents. All of that. Knows how to cook, takes care of herself.
I get the point.
But she's like, but I don't believe in God.
She's not for me. Oh no, I do not want to be sleeping with the enemy. I am not, cause if like the old people say, if you lay down with fleas, if you lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. So I'm not trying to.
So she's got all this going on for her.
Listen, at the end of the day, I love music, period, and you know that. That's on period. But that is not going to stand. So I know the life we living right now, as far as the world we going, I'm gonna need to have somebody that know how to pray, know how to believe, and have the faith. Because when two or more come together to agree, God's gonna bless it regardless. So if I'm believing on one thing and she's way over here in the left field talking about I'm your Nardangego, she'll be chanting on something that's crazy, Buddha, bro, we can't be together. And I don't care if she knows all the house music. She loves black coffee. I don't care if she knows all the latest TikTok dances. She got mad style. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
That was all going to fade away. Because I'm going to need you to know who you believe in, who you stand on. That's the most important thing. Now, if you find me somebody that don't have only some of those qualities, but have a heart of gold and believe in God and have ambition and goals and dreams, we can make it. We can buy you some looks. We can get you some hair and some weave or tan, color, whatever the case, fashion, period. We can get you right.
Well, you know what they say? They say you ain't ugly, you just poor.
Who was they?
That's what they say,
Who was they?
That's what people say. It's like, it's not that you're ugly, it's that you're just poor. Because money can buy you,
Yeah. What they
can
say?
buy you style.
They say money is the best lotion.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
But
that's why my skin moisturized. My skin stay moist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, you got anything else for the people? Anything else? Anything else going on that we need to talk about right now?
Nah, I just really, really wanted to piggyback. Just really reach out to your people. Love on your friends, love on your family members. Don't hold grudges. If there's something you can do to fix a situation, and it's a reason why it's in your heart, it's on your mind. If it keep being on your heart, if it keep being in your mind, maybe that's a sign that you need to step up to the plate and be the bigger guy.
Yeah. And one thing that I do know is that, especially with social media, like people see you post things, or you might see other people post things, and just because they post things, you feel like they're doing all right or whatever. No. That's not always the case.
No, it's not.
And like you feel like, okay, well, I already know what's going on with so and so. I already saw their post. Okay, I know they did this. I know they did that. Oh, good for them. They did this. They did that. But at the end of the day, you might be seeing what they're posting, but they're not seeing, or they don't have no connection to you. No. And I feel like a lot of times that's what happens. We see people's profiles and the posts they put out there, and just because we know that they're out there, we're like, okay, we know how they're doing. Mm-hmm. Don't need to reach out. Yeah. Do you ever feel that way?
Yes, I do. And some people hide behind that, thinking that this is their life. And some people get so caught up making their picture perfect, making everything look good, so they can post it and so people can see it. But at the same time, they are broken inside, But they have the best filter on their photos and pictures, but they're broken, And they want to post it, and then people will see it and thinking, oh, man, Daniel's doing the big. Man, look at him. New whip, new car, but not realize this cat just lost the uncle. You don't know how he's dealing inside. And I've seen that hand on hand with a lot of my friends that's going through crap. But they post pictures and sometimes and to let people know that they're living. Yeah, you might be traveling to Bora Bora, but you're running from the problems because you don't have anybody to talk to, and you dying inside,
Yeah.
So yeah.
So moral story: reach out to your peoples.
Yeah.
Well,
check in. check in on your people.
Well, thanks again, everybody, for checking us out today. We're gonna try to do our best to do this weekly, unless we have some things come up.
Yeah, life be lifing.
Yeah, life is life, but we'll try.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
try to
hard.
get you guys what you need.
Yeah.
But man, it's been a pleasure. Hosting this tonight, and until next time, man.
That's right. And please, please, please comment. Give us your feedback. Give us some of your reviews of what you think of this segment about. Let us know how you feel. Are we hitting something? Or give us some ideas, something you want to hear. Or just give us some feedback, period, about what you think. You know?
All right. Well, peace out, everybody.
Peace. Enjoy your weekend.